Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by mountains, it was the custom for every new baby to be taken to the seer. The seer was said to have the power to see the future and guide parents on what to expect from their children. When ABK and her husband Jude had their first child, a baby girl they named Kimi, they followed this tradition. They went to the seer's hut, eager to hear about their daughter's future. But what the seer said chilled them to the bone. This child will grow up to bring death to her own parents. Abike was shocked. She held Kimi tightly. Jude was worried. What do we do, seer? He asked. You must take her to the evil forest, the seer replied. Leave her there. The spirits will take her, and your lives will be spared. The couple left the seer's hut in silence. That night, Jude argued that they should follow the seer's instructions. If we don't, we're risking our lives, he said. But Abiki shook her head firmly. I carried her in my womb. I gave her life. How can I take her to die in the forest, she said. Instead, Abi came up with another plan. In the village, Jude and Abeki were poor, and they owed a lot of debt to the rich trader, Baba Ajo, who comes from the city to buy some goods from their village. We'll sell her to Baba Ajo, she told her husband. This way Kimi will live, and we can pay off our debts. Reluctantly, Jude agreed. Early the next morning, they handed baby Kimi to Baba Ajo in exchange for a bag of coins. Abeke cried as she watched Baba Ajo's cart disappear with her child down the road. Years passed, and Kemi grew up in Baba Ajo's household in the city. Though she started as a servant, her intelligence and determination set her apart. By the time she was 20, Kimi had become a respected leader. She was known as a young problem solver because she was the only one who could provide solutions to almost everyone's problem in the city. Kimi was kind and full of wisdom. Everyone admired her, especially the young girls who looked up to her as a role model. Word of her success reached the village. When ABK and Jude heard about it, they were filled with regret. She is our daughter, Jude said. We must bring her home. They traveled to the city and begged Baba Ajo to let them see Kimi. At first, Baba Ajo refused, but when Kimi heard strangers were asking for her, she agreed to meet them. When Kimi walked into the room, her beauty and confidence took their breath away. Though when Abeki started to explain with tears in her eyes, Kimi's expression turned cold. You sold me? She asked in disbelief. You sold your own child? Abeki fell to her knees. We were desperate. The seer told us you would bring us death. We didn't know what else to do. She ordered them to leave, refusing to listen to more. For days, Kimi wrestled with her emotions. Part of her was furious, but another part understood the desperation of her parents' choice. In the end, Kimi chose to forgive them. She sent them a message, I forgive you, but I cannot come back to the village. My life is here where people don't seek to know the future of their children, but instead raise them with hope and love. This is my home now. Though her parents returned to the village with heavy hearts, they were grateful for her forgiveness. As for Kimi, she continued to lead with compassion, becoming a symbol of resilience and strength. She had turned the pain of her past into a brighter future, not just for herself, but for everyone she led.